You know, that takes me back to the days when I was just a nipper, way back in 1930. Doesn't sound like so long ago, but that was the year a few daring women were just beginning to paint their fingernails. Dossies. 1930 was the year Bobby Jones, the Georgia squire, gave the golf situation a pretty thorough looking into and walked off with all four of the major championships. The famous Grand Slam, and a record that still stands. Marie Dressler and Polly Moran were appearing in a picture called Caught Short, which helped a lot of people forget what had happened to them the year before down on Wall Street. Commander Richard Evelyn Byrd spent New Year's Day at the South Pole in 1930. The University of Southern California put in a profitable afternoon that same day, defeating Pittsburgh in the Rose Bowl. Philadelphia won the World Series from St. Louis, and every singer who had access to a microphone was broadcasting something like this. Do you remember? Time on my hand, you in my arms, nothing but love in view. And if you fall once and for all, I'll see my dream come true. Moments to spare for someone you care for, one love affair for two. Oh, I've got time on my hand, and you in my arms, and love in my heart, all for you. For you. Time on my hand, you in my arms, nothing but love in you. Then if you fall once and for all, I'll see my dream come true. Moments to spare for someone you care for, one love affair for two. Oh, I've got time on my hand, and you in my arms, and love in my heart, all for you. With time on my hands and you in my arms, the fellow's certainly going to be busy for a jiffy or two, so I'll just leave the situation in the hands of a very capable gent. Take it off my hands, will you, sir?
When commercial network radio broadcasts began in the late 1920s, producers were forced to find or create formats and genres for programming. They needed to create original shows for public consumption that entertained and informed using only sound. Like all pioneers facing the unknown, radio programmers looked to the past for inspiration. They leaned upon the familiar and the talent that was available. Film and radio had killed vaudeville, so all the early big radio names like Jack Benny, Eddie Cantor, Fred Allen, Burns and Allen, Ed Wynn, Rudy Vallee, Fanny Brice, etc., flooded onto the airwaves as refugees from vaudeville.
A few years ago, we played together many times in vaudeville. Jim Kelso. We did. I'm not fibbing, am I, James? Where was the last? What was the last?
At the Maryland Theater in Baltimore. It's the last date we played together.
The Maryland Theater in Baltimore. Do you remember the bill?
Whispering Jack Smith.
Did he ever get his voice back? The Dodge Twins.
The Dodge Twins. And Upside Down Harry Kahn.
Upside Down Harry. That's right. I was working with a fellow named York then. I remember.
That's right, yeah.
Well, it certainly is a shame to see vaudeville all but disappear, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Vaudeville was the training ground for practically all of our great stars today. And it's funny, this is a whole new business. I never thought it would come to this, 10 cents worth of tin and a stick here, did it? Well, it just goes to show you a comedian now in radio tells more jokes in 6 months than Raymond Hitchcock perhaps told in a lifetime. The only difference today is that Raymond Hitchcock owned the jokes that he told. But, Jim, we're a little pressed for time. I'm just going to ask you what you're going to do tonight.
Well, I'd like to do a bit that I did some years ago in the Ziegfeld Follies, an impression of a gentleman that had dined, I'm afraid, not wisely, but a little too well. You understand what I mean?
A little too well.
And he insisted upon reciting Gunga Din, regardless of the fact that he had a bad cold.
Uh-huh. A
like
cold plus dining too well.
Yeah, that's right.
Gunga Din. All right, you go right ahead.
Gunga
Thank
Din.
you.
You may talk of gin and beer when you're quartered safe out here and you're sent to penny fights at Eldershot it. But when it comes to slaughter, you'll do your work on water and you'll lick the bloomin' boots of him that's got it. Now, in India's sunny clime, where I used to spend my time as servant of Her Majesty the Queen, of all them black-faced crew, the finest man I knew was our regimental beastie, Gunga Din. The uniform he wore was nothing much before and little less than half of that behind. For a piece of pussy rag and a goatskin water bag was all the field equipment he could find. And when the sweating troop trains lay in a siding through the day where the heat'd make your bloomin' eyebrows crawl, we shouted, Harry boy! Till our throats were bricky dry, and then we whopped him 'cause he couldn't serve us all. It was din, 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 with the bullets kicking dust spots on the green. And when the cartridges ran out, you could hear the front files shout, Hi! Ammunition mules! I'll not forget the night when I dropped behind the fight with a bullet where my belt plate should have been. I was choking mad with thirst, and the man that spied me first was our good old grinning, grunting Gunga Din. He lifted up my head and he plugged me where I bled, and he gave me half a pint of water. Green, crawling. And it stunk, and of all the drinks I've ever drunk, I'm grateful to one from Gunga Din. Yes, din, 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 you Lazarusian leather Gunga Din. Though I've belted you and flayed you by the living that made you, you're a better man than I am, Gunga Din.
This first generation of radio talent, performers, directors, and writers came from the worlds of vaudeville, minstrel shows, and Broadway revues, all forms of variety theater. So it isn't any wonder that the variety show quickly emerged as a common radio format. Variety show being loosely defined as a show made up of individual contrasting acts. The individual acts do not interact with each other, but only with the master of ceremonies, who introduces each act and perhaps chats briefly with the performers in turn.
And here's tonight's timetable.
At 4 minutes and 20 seconds after the hour begins,
Charlie McCarthy, the genial and popular dummy, with his partner, Edgar Bergen, ventriloquist.
at 19 minutes and 55 seconds after the hour.
Roland Young, international picture and stage personality, with Francis Fuller, featured in Stage Door on Broadway. Mr. Young and Miss Fuller will be heard in The Noble Lord, an amusing one-act comedy by Percival Wilder.
At 29 minutes and 35 seconds after the hour,
The Charioteers, who, in our opinion, share top honors among radio quartets with the Mills Brothers.
at 39 minutes and 5 seconds after the hour.
Sidney Franklin, American bullfighter. In the opinion of experts, one of the greatest living masters of the art of daring death in the afternoon.
At 48 minutes and 55 seconds after the hour,
Walter C. Kelly, the Virginia judge. Vaudeville veteran, one of America's great entertainers produced by the Variety Theater in these United States. And at various assorted minutes throughout, words and music by the Connecticut Yankees, the Swing Kids, and your humble, obedient servant who is minus an impacted wisdom tooth and who hopes it may never happen to you.
In a sense, the very first radio broadcast days was one big variety show. Old-time radio in 1930 had come a long way from the origins of radio that could broadcast voice and other sounds. In 1906, thanks to the invention of the microphone. This development replaced the use of radio to broadcast Morse code among the amateur radio enthusiasts who built or mail-ordered their own crystal receiving sets to hear what other local amateurs were broadcasting on their homemade radio wave sending sets. That is, when they were broadcasting. They didn't always broadcast. Lots of dead air. These guys were just amateurs and had other things to do. Still, it was very exciting to hear even a weak broadcasting signal through the headset, since radios didn't have speakers yet. Sound out of thin air was still a thrilling experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, this broadcast comes to you from the city. Listeners over the curving air have heard from furthest off frontiers of foreign hours, mountain time, ocean time, of the islands, of waters after the islands, some of them waking where noon here is the night there, some where noon is the first few stars they see, or the last one.
The big corporations were scratching their heads, trying to figure out how they could make money on this radio contraption. They thought maybe by building and selling radio sets? Someone quickly pointed out there would need to be something to listen to in order to convince the general public to buy a radio.
Visit your neighborhood radio store and compare beauty against beauty, efficiency against efficiency, and performance against performance. See for yourself how ridiculous it is to consider out-of-date sets sold of necessity at cut prices when the new 1930 Brunswick may be bought for even less money.
Nobody could make any money with radio if the technology didn't reliably work. The deep pocket folks at Westinghouse set up experimental radio station KDKA in Pittsburgh. KDKA would later be credited with broadcasting the first scheduled and publicized radio show, but originally KDKA was an experimental station out to improve the power of reliable transmitters and to be proof of the concept of commercial radio to attract investors. Westinghouse deployed radio receivers all over the city to monitor signal strength and audio fidelity at various distances as KDKA transmitted. The goal was to create high-fidelity radio signals strong enough to blanket an area containing tens of thousands of potential listeners, a scale large enough to make these very expensive transmitters profitable. At first, they only broadcast the Victrola playing records, briefly, at times known only to the Westinghouse radio testers, since these broadcasts were solely for the purpose of testing the transmitters and microphones. Imagine their surprise when they started to get fan mail. The crystal radio enthusiasts in the area had picked up the signal, and unknown listeners, by the dozens, maybe hundreds, heard the broadcasts and wanted more. KDKA accommodated their unexpected audience and were able to step up the frequency of their transmitter tests by coercing local performers to come on by in their free time and do their stuff for the microphone. Sometimes it was just an actor reading a newspaper or a book, but sometimes a comic told jokes, or a thespian did Shakespeare, or swing ensembles played their hottest licks, or nightclub singers did their stuff for the unblinking microphone. Nightclub singers like Vaughn DeLeath, who was quickly nicknamed the First Lady of Radio because she was probably just that, the very first lady to ever sing on broadcast radio. They also called her the original radio girl because in 1920 she stood in front of a crude gramophone microphone and sang Swanee River for the amateur radio listeners of Pittsburgh. My favorite Vaughn DeLeath song is Banana Oil, which she also sang on the air. Vaughn DeLeath is credited with creating the crooner style of singing in order to keep from shattering the fragile hand-blown transmitter tubes with a note too high.
Omega oil rheumatism, so they declare. And olive oil is good upon a salad, also on the hair. Though we know that castor oil always cures the pain, banana oil is something new. So just let me explain. When he tells you, I adore you, that's banana oil. And she answers, I'll die for you, that's banana oil. He says, when I buy the stone, what a handsome ring you'll own. But the only ring she gets is on the telephone. You're the first boy ever kissed me. That's banana oil. And I wonder if you miss me. More banana oil. He says, I'll do right by Nell. Mother thinks that's simply swell, but Dad is wise and he knows right well. That's banana oil. Now, Standard Oil is always advertising, we know that's so. They claim their oil is far more popular than any kind we know. But there is still another oil seems to rank supreme. It's what we call banana oil. I'll tell you what I mean. When a girl says I'm just 20, that's banana oil. And of money Dad has plenty, that's banana oil. I wonder what's become of maids used to wear their hair in braids. When you took them dancing, or did only lemonade? Yes, my hair is naturally curly. That's banana oil. And I've got to be home early. More banana oil. Who says girls hate new clothes to wear? Who says older men won't stare? And who says our moms don't bob their hair? That's banana oil. When he says, dear, you look charming, that's banana oil. And she says, I just love farming, more banana oil. Now, here's one thing, I'll tell you what. Big oil men, I've met a lot. But the only oil those birds have got is just banana oil.
Later on, Kate Smith would try to call herself the First Lady of Radio. Von der Leith's lawyers pounced, and a humbled Kate Smith was forced to admit that she was not, nor ever would be, the First Lady of Radio. Von der Leith was the one and only original radio girl. So in a sense, the very first citywide broadcast was an ongoing improvised variety show, a parade of performers doing their stuff, then getting off stage for the next guy. Only thing missing was the Master of Ceremonies. That was not a problem with the most successful OTR variety shows, which were usually built around the popularity of their host. Hey there, I'm Mike Gillette, your host. Welcome to When Radio Ruled, number 141, the 3 best variety shows of the 1930s. These are my picks. Feel free to disagree, but there are 3 variety shows of the 1930s that I believe stand head and shoulders above the rest.
With each passing week, competition in this dizzy business of building variety in front of a microphone grows keener and keener. Therefore, with each passing week, our reach, and we hope our grasp, extends further and further afield in order to bring you new people, new words, and new music. Tonight, for example, our cast has been assembled from Hollywood, Broadway, Russia, and the Irish Free States.
Well, Rudy, St. Paul, Minnesota, too.
Yes, and St. Paul, Minnesota, represented by that patriotic Mr. McNamee. From Hollywood comes
Jean Arthur, lovely star of The Plainsman and Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, in a one-act play by Colin Clements.
From Broadway,
2 funny fellows, Frank Gabby and Edgar Bergen, which make 3 funny fellows when you stop to think about little Charlie McCarthy.
From Ireland,
Sarah Allgood, leading actress of the Irish Abbey Theatre, just arrived from Old Country to rehearse for a new Theatre Guild play on Broadway.
From Russia,
Avicii Vronsky and Victor Babin, a two-piano combination whose opening American concert on Sunday was notably successful. Tonight marks their first radio appearance.
To all of which we add those strictly New England lads, the Connecticut Yankees.
Who's the Yankee, ain't it?
Quiet!
What makes a good variety show? The basic elements are host, guest, comedy, and music. First, the host, usually a comedian or singer, but either way, the host should put the guests at their ease and keep the audience focused on the guest. Second, the guests themselves. The more different they are from each other, the better, and the more star power, the better. Third, the musical numbers. Do they evoke emotion? And do they help vary the pace of the show as a whole to improve the listening experience? Fourth, the comedy. Is it funny to a modern listener, or is it dated? Laugh out loud? Just a weak chuckle. Whether or not it's funny to us now is probably an unfair criteria because OTR comedy was for the audience of the time. They never expected you and I would still be listening all these years later. However, the comedy on old-time radio was often from vaudeville, just like the comedians were. In the early 1930s, this should be expected. But as the decade passed, some writing staffs worked to create something new and unique to radio, while others continued to dwell in the comedy past. Before I discuss my favorite 3 variety shows, I'm going to mention a couple of shows I didn't pick. The Fred Allen Show and the Shell Chateau, and the reasons why. These are both entertaining shows, and I enjoy listening to them, but as an attempt to execute the variety show format, I don't believe that they do it as well as my top 3 picks. First, the Shell Chateau, hosted by Al Jolson for the 1935-1936 season. Jolson had been considered the world's greatest entertainer for the decades of the 19-teens and the 1920s. His starring role in The Jazz Singer, a silent movie with sound scenes hastily inserted when the technology suddenly became feasible, made Al Jolson the first big singing movie star.
Golden Gate, we're coming through your Shell Chateau. Says welcome to you each Saturday night. The stars you all know will shine at Shell Chateau. We bring to all you folks, you sons and daughters, that good old oil. For troubled waters, going strong now, won't be long now. This is Al in Shell Chateau. Thank you, folks, thank you. Right off the bat, I want to tell you tonight, we have another great show here in Shell Chateau. Just listen. For drama, that internationally famous actor who is now one of Hollywood's most popular stars, Mr. Herbert Marshall. For comedy, a young lady who's been a sensation on the radio, Miss Helen Troy. From the world of sport, a master of the dangerous art of ski jumping, Ivan Nelson. And for music, well, folks, we certainly have plenty of music for you tonight. Besides a song from Jack Stanton and Peggy Gardner, we have one of the most famous band leaders in the entire world. And he's here tonight with all his boys, Mr. Cab Calloway. Wait a minute, folks. You ain't heard nothing yet. Ladies and gentlemen, who else have we got? You've guessed it. You don't think for a minute we wouldn't have Victor Young. Yes, sir, Victor Young and his orchestra, they're all here with us, too. Come on down, Victor, and give the ladies a treat.
A big voice with a big personality, Jolson was a natural for radio. As far as his variety show, Shell Chateau, in terms of our criteria, the show checks 3 out of the 4 of our boxes. The guest star power on the show was second to none. Ginger Rogers, Henry Fonda, Boris Karloff were just some of the big names Jolson could deliver. The musical numbers are what you would expect. toe-tapping or tear-inducing productions delivered with virtuosity and schmaltz by the great Jolson. The comedy is dated, but Jolson can deliver a punchline and has a rapid-fire delivery. So if enough jokes come in a short period of time, usually one will land for a real laugh. Jolson gets away with less than average material through pacing and personality. It is as a host that I fault Jolson. One of the reasons he was such a big star was his oversized personality and Al Jolson's great need to be the center of attention. Sometimes I actually feel sorry for his guests because Jolson can't help himself but upstages them, demanding attention and making the scene about Jolson and not his guests. His aggressive personality can sometimes make him look like a bully. For example,
ladies and gentlemen, we've had all kinds of champions here in Shell Chateau, but we've never had any representative of any of the great winter sports. We've had ball players, golfers, tennis players, but tonight we have a cold weather champion with us, a ski jumper. He has held the Western Canadian Ski Jumping Championship and the International Championship, and tonight he's going to tell us a little about ski jumping. Here he is in Shell Chateau, Ivan Nelson. Hello, Ivan. Ivan, what I want to know tonight is this. How does a guy get to be a ski jumper?
Well, that's kind of a tough question, Al. Maybe it's because I was born in Norway.
A Norwegian? Well, shake hands with a Swede. In case you don't know it, my right name is Asa Jolson. Svenska a nächtigen tug. Now, brother, we're both a couple of Scandinavians.
You mean Scandinavian?
Scandinavians. What's the difference as long as your underwear don't itch? But no kidding. Ivan, tell me something. Did you learn to ski back in Norway?
I learned when I was just a kid in Norway, but I didn't get serious about it until I moved to Canada.
Well, I've seen ski jumpers in the newsreels, and what I can't understand is this. They shoot way up in the air, and they sail along about 200 feet, and sometimes they fall down when they land. Now, tell me something. Why don't they get hurt?
Oh, it isn't as bad as it looks, Al. If you landed flat on the ground, you'd break a leg all right.
Oh, breaking a leg is nothing.
But you don't land flat. You land on the slope and keep on falling.
I get it. You mean like jumping off a freight car. You land running.
Sure.
Oh, you've been jumping off a freight car, eh?
Yeah, I work on the railroad.
You worked on the railroad. All right, all right. Now, suppose you tell the folks here what it really feels like when you're going to make a big jump.
You mean what I feel like?
Yeah, what you feel like,
well,
not me.
I feel nervous.
Like you mean like you are right now?
Yes. You know, when you're way up in the top of a slide and it's pretty high, you know that in a few seconds you'll be traveling 90 miles an hour.
90 miles an hour?
That's right.
Boy, you must be streamlined.
If I was streamlined, I'd do better. Well, anyway, you stand up there and look down the hill, and then you begin to worry about your skis. You make sure they're good and tight, so you make sure your ski straps are okay.
Yeah?
And then you shove off.
Oh, you shove off, do you? See it, old fellow. How far do you go before you yump?
Oh, a few hundred feet. It only takes 3 or 4 seconds, and then you're in the air.
You're in the air, huh? Then what do you worry about?
You worry about keeping your body in the best position to get the most distance.
Mm-hmm.
You're really almost flying because you have to use your body as kind of a plane and take advantage of the wind if you can. But, of course, don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't worry at all. You know why? Because I wouldn't be there.
Well, anyway, before you know it, you're back on the ground.
On your feet?
Oh, that's very good.
What about you, Ivan? Listen, do you take spills often?
Sure I do. That's part of the game. In fact, there's a real technique for taking spills.
Oh, you got to be technical for that, too, huh?
Oh, yes. If you roll up in a ball, you can easily break a leg.
Yeah?
But if you stand straight, out, and relax, you just get a face full of snow.
A face full of snow? Is that considered good? But look, Ivan, what I'd like to ask you is this. What advice would you give all the youngsters that got skis for Christmas this year if they want to learn to be really good?
Well, I'd say the first thing to learn is to ski properly on the level. Take the hills later. Remember to fasten your skis on securely. A loose ski can be mighty dangerous. Use your poles. They can save you from many a spill if you know how to use them. And above all, when you ski down a hill, don't take off your skis and walk up again. Learn to ski up the hills, too.
Oh, learn to ski up the hills, too. That's great, Ivan. But look, answer me one thing. What about jumping?
You shouldn't try jumping until you're doing pretty well on the ground. But you do get it jumping. It's really the greatest thrill in the world.
Yeah? Well, listen. Did you ever drive a golf ball 250 yards from the tee and find your ball about 1.5 feet from the cup? Well, look, Ivan, that's the winter sport for me.
That's great if you can do it, Al.
Who said I can do it? Well, anyway, Ivan, you come and play golf with me sometime. And you know what? I'll let Eddie Kander go skiing with you. Ivan, thanks for coming up, and I hope you win all the ski jumping championships in any one that you enter. Goodbye, old boy. I'm glad to have you. Right.
Al Jolson was constitutionally unable to not be the star, and his interview style often betrays this attitude when the guest becomes Jolson's straight man and his second banana, even though Jolson is great. Not great at hosting, but boy, could that great Jolson sing.
Way out west, where men are men and women are very sweet, that's where I want to be. That's where I'm going to be. Way out west, just once again, where happiness is complete, there's just one thing I miss, and it is this. Oh, give me a horse, a great big horse, and give me a buckaroo, and let me wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Give me a ranch, a big pair of pants, and give me a Stetson too, and let me wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Give me the wide open spaces, for I'm just like a prairie flower, growing wilder every hour. Oh, give me a moon, a prairie moon, and give me a gal what's true, and let me wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Give me the plains, a pair of reins, and my boots and saddle too, and let me wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Oh, let me get at a lariat as the steer comes into view, and let me wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Give me the wide open spaces. Each time I see a sawdust bar, I wanna be a way out there. Oh, show me the pal who'd steal my gal and hand me my 32 and let me wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Oh, I never could sing a high-class thing. Good music I never knew, but I can wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Oh, I never could dance, 'cause when I dance, I ruin the lady's shoe. But I can wahoo, wahoo, wahoo. Give me the wide open spaces, where I can press the first bell down and play some music goes round and round. Oh, I never could speak a word of Greek. Barkyatakis I never knew, but I can wahoo, wahoo, wahoo.
Another variety show I like to listen to, but don't rank among the very best for a different reason than Shell Chateau, is Fred Allen's Town Hall Tonight. Hosting guests was Fred Allen's strong suit. For a while, Fred would interview a regular person with an interesting profession each week. For one season, the second 30 minutes of the show was an amateur talent competition allowing Fred to chat with each of the contestants. And chatting was what Fred Allen did best.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the question of the week. This is Mr. and Mrs. Average Man's Round Table, where 3 persons selected from our studio audience are invited to give their opinions on one question that concerns a prominent issue of the day. These sessions are absolutely unrehearsed. Fred is sitting down now at the table where he meets his fellow debaters for the first time. Are you ready, Fred?
Yes, I am, Harry. We're all ready. And before I announce the question of the week to my committee, I think it's only fitting and proper that I meet the committee. Don't you, Portland?
Yes, I think so.
Well, who is our first member tonight?
First is Mr. Lou Lazarus, a builder from Jamaica, Long Island.
Well, good evening, Mr. Lazarus.
Good evening, Mr. Allen.
Is your home in Jamaica, is it?
Yes, it is.
Jamaica? Jamaica is the gateway to Long Island, in the manner of saying, isn't it? It's built up quite a lot lately, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
I can remember years ago when you could find a place to park in Jamaica. We used to work out there a good many years ago. But you are in the real estate business, are you?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'd like to ask you, what is your conception of the soundest type of investment a person can make in the real estate line at the moment?
Well, I think a family, for a person who invests in a home, is the safest investment today.
Oh, you mean for a fellow who wants to live in the house himself?
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you very much. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but eventually I'll get thrown out of Radio City. I'll have to live someplace. Of course, in radio, we practically live in here all the time. Well, thank you a lot, Mr. Lazarus. And who's next, Portland?
Mrs. Margaret Sass from North Hollywood, California.
Well, good evening, Mrs. Sass.
Good evening, Mr. Allen.
You're from North Hollywood, California? You're not a fugitive from the ham and egg plan, are you? What are you, may I ask what you're doing here in New York?
I came on a vacation to visit my family.
Oh, on a vacation. Is this your first trip here?
It's my first trip in 2 years.
Oh, you've been here before?
I lived here all my life.
Oh, did you really? Well, not all your life. You mean up to now?
Well, all of my life in California.
Just because you went to Hollywood, you didn't die, I mean. But I guess you noticed quite a few changes in New York since you've been away.
The only thing I've noticed is 6th Avenue L, the lack of it, I should say.
Oh, it's gone. Well, there are quite a few changes along Broadway. There's a new pineapple hanging up in front of Sloppy Joe. The Barker in front of that burlesque theater is much hoarser than he was 2 years ago. Have you noticed all of the new trees on Fifth Avenue given by Major Bowes and Mr. Rockefeller?
No, I don't think I've noticed them. I haven't expected them.
Oh, haven't you noticed the trees?
No,
there are a million. There are so many trees on Fifth Avenue now. I hear some of the office buildings have signs in them now. Do not throw lighted cigarettes out the window. You may start a forest fire. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Sass. And our next member...
Mr. Bob Walters from Newark, New Jersey.
Well, good evening, Mr. Walters.
Good evening, Mr. Allen.
May I ask your profession?
Well, I'm a gag man.
A radio gag man?
Yes.
Oh, you don't write serious things. You just write comedy material, huh?
Yes, I do.
Of course, a great many of the comedy routines turn out to be serious when you get them on the air. You haven't got a joke offhand you'd like to tell?
I got one, yeah.
I mean, for nothing?
Yeah.
You won't put in... You won't send the bill around here later?
No.
Is it a good joke?
It's a good joke.
All right. You want to tell it?
Yeah.
All right. Is it all?
Yeah, it's a good joke.
Well, Sabo, I tell you what we do. We'll get on with how am I doing for time, Jim? Have I got time?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Walters. Just want to make sure.
2 fleas retired and bought a dog.
Well, I know. I heard a joke about two Scotch fleas who bought a dog and opened a subdivision on the dog. But that shows. I mean, that shows. Mr. Walters, you should be on the air, and I should be... Well, now I guess we're ready for our question of the week. It's probably going to start a lot of trouble this week. Husbands and wives have been arguing about this particular matter for a great many years. Our question tonight is, do you think women drivers operate their cars as efficiently as men? You drive a car, Mr. Lazarus?
Yes, I do.
Do you think that women they drive as well as men, do you?
Oh, definitely not.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Well, this is rather an unfair question. Have you ever had any distressing experiences on the road with lady drivers?
So many that I can't remember any definite one.
Oh, it's too bad. You should have kept you should have kept a file or a diary or something. Well, I did. I tell you, I saw a woman put out her hand to turn left on 46th Street today and make a right turn. And the policeman went over and spoke to her about it. She says, I wasn't making any signal. I just had a manicure, and I put out my hand to let my nail enamel dry. But, of course, that's only hearsay. Mrs. Saz, do you drive a car, do you?
Yes, I do.
Well, how do you feel? Do you think that women drivers are as skilled at the wheel as men?
Yes, I think women are just as good as men at the wheel.
You think that women...
Yes, definitely.
You drive a car out in Hollywood, do you?
Yes.
Well, you must be.
Well, I read in one of the national magazines that women have no more accidents than men.
Women have...
So that should count in the final analysis.
Well, of course, you can't say that. They might be
men need
fewer.
us for an alibi when they're out and driving.
Oh, no. You can't... Now, wait a minute. If you, Mrs. Sayers, if you drive out in Hollywood, you don't need any further recommendation. Out there, those drivers do 60 in parking spaces. Well, how do you feel about it, Mr. Walters? Do you drive a car?
No, I don't, Mr. Rowan.
Well, neither do I. We have something in common. And how do you feel about lady drivers?
Well, I'm non-committal.
You're not? Well, now we've got a deadlock. Mrs. Sass says that women drive better, and Mr. Lazarus says that women don't drive quite as well. You haven't, as a radio gag man, you haven't got an odd joke around that could get us out of this routine, have you? About a lady driver? I had another joke today that might finish the whole thing for us. You know, yesterday here in New York, the people voted on and passed the Pari Mutual machine in spite of the fact that the mayor said that he didn't want the thing passed. So I heard that this morning Mayor LaGuardia says that now the bookmakers have made their bets, they can lie in them. Well, apparently we have reached a deadlock in our forum tonight. Mr. Lazarus says aye, Mrs. Sass says nay, and Mr. Walters is non-committal. I want to thank you all a lot for your kind cooperation tonight, and our forum closes and rests until next week. Thank you a lot.
A much better listener than Jolson, Fred Allen kept the focus on the guests and made sure the story got told. He was a kind and witty conversationalist who made his special guests feel special. Musically, Fred Allen had solid, if not spectacular, offerings, featuring the Merry Macks and their one-of-a-kind harmonies and arrangements. And towards the end of the decade, Fred added a female vocalist, Broadway star Win Murray. Town Hall Tonight didn't attract the big guest stars like Jolson got on the Shell Chateau. Jolson, like most of the big shows, broadcast from Hollywood. Movie stars are easily available in Hollywood. Fred Allen broadcast from New York. No movie stars there. Fred focused on the common person and East Coast names in literature, sports, politics, and theater. Interesting folks all, if not world famous. But the biggest attraction of Town Hall Tonight, the comedy, is what I believe keeps it from being one of the three best variety shows of the 1930s. As with Al Jolson's show, I think the ego of the host ultimately got in the way of a more successful variety show. Fred Allen employed writers, but their participation in creating the show was limited. On Wednesday, they all met with Fred to pitch jokes, gags, and scenes. Then Fred took all those suggestions with him as he went off to write the script all by himself. Fred would work to exhaustion to deliver a finished script for Sunday's show without anybody else's input. Each script was pure Fred Allen, for good or bad. Fred's comic perspective was based on his years of vaudeville, and it shows. The same jokes appear episode after episode. All the humor is filtered through Fred Allen's worldview.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, say, you know, Harry, now that you mention it, it might not be a bad idea if we did have a contest on the program.
Yes, we're about the only radio show that isn't giving something away these days.
That's right. You know, the new Pot of Gold program is giving away money if you've got a home and they can catch you in it. All of the quiz shows are paying people to send in questions The Milton Berle program is buying old jokes.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble, Fred. People can't make any money listening to our show.
People are actually losing money, Harry.
They're losing?
Losing. Now, look, a man sits home by his radio, he listens to us for an hour, and what has he got?
A headache.
Exactly. Why, a headache can lead to sinus trouble. A man goes to the hospital, day and night nurses, an oxygen tent. Say, it runs into money.
Hello?
Oh, Portland, were you eavesdropping, were you?
No, I was just listening to what you were saying.
I was listening too, Alan.
Well, I should hope so. Your ear was practically in my mouth.
Tender, wasn't it?
Yes, I must say it was.
That's me all over. Tender Van Steeten.
Especially between the ears.
What were you saying about the program, Mr. Allen?
Well, Harry and I were saying audibly, foolishly as it turned to develop now, but Harry and I were saying that people can't make any money listening to this program.
I'm on it and I can't make any money.
Yes, and I wish you'd tell your cornet player to stop passing the hat in the studio after each number.
If I knew where I could get another job, I'd take it.
Well, you'd have to beat me to it, Van Steeden.
You know something? If this was only a quiz program, we could all send ourselves some questions and pick up a few dollars that way.
Mama made $5 sending a question to a quiz show.
Really?
My wife sent a joke to Milton Berle.
Well, how could she make a bundle out of you? You have no string section in the band. You can't make bundles without strings.
If that's comedy, I'm a flat-footed floogie.
Well, that's comedy.
I'll get my arches lifted.
That is a dead exit if I've ever seen one. You really couldn't fix that exit with a pull motor the way he sneaked out, get his arches lifted. Who ever heard of a heel with arches?
Say, I've got a joke for Milton Berle, Mr. Allen.
No, never mind. Not now, Portland. Last week, you remember, I promised my fan I'd put back the newsreels. Now, I have a couple of newsreels here tonight. One newsreel that developed after it was all cut out. But I've got one newsreel left, and I'm going to keep my word. A fanfare, Mr. Van Steeden. The Ipana Weekly Newsreel brings you the news cavalcade. Boston, Massachusetts. Wait a minute. Now start that over. Start it all over again. You can't try out anything new on this program. Everybody's working from memory here. Now, I don't want the megaphone. Start it again, Pete. Boston, Massachusetts. During the past week, mild earth tremors were felt in New England, New York, Ohio, and eastern Canada. Ipana News interviews folks in New England area who were vitally affected by last week's minor earthquake. At Rumford Falls, Vermont, a truck farmer, Wharton Bain, was inconvenienced.
Yes, that earthquake sure changed my plans.
Changed your plans? In what way, Farmer Bain?
Well, last spring I planted 10 acres of corn and 10 acres of beans.
I see.
Along comes this quake and shakes the daylights out in my land. I didn't reap no corn and no beans.
What was your harvest, Farmer Bain?
Succotash.
Thank you very much.
Quite all right anytime. Say, whatever become of Orson Welles?
He went that way. And thank you, Farmer Bain.
At his best, Fred Allen was a wordsmith who could turn a colorful phrase with the best of them. At his worst, Fred Allen told old jokes and puns that were already stale and out of style. The comedy was old and familiar, and as I listen, I hear a sameness to each episode. With the other variety shows, like Eddie Cantor or The Good News Show, I can vividly recall specific episodes that stand out as unique from the others. With Fred Allen, all the shows blend together, and I can't recall any episode that's much distinct from the rest. I think his cast and the show would have benefited from multiple comic voices instead of speaking Fred's thoughts all the time. Character actors like Fred Allen's wife, Portland Hoffa, were often better than the material Fred Allen wrote for them.
Well, sir, as I live and always try to go to bed with a penny in my hand in case I toss in my sleep, if it isn't Portland.
Yes, I was coming home from knitting class, so I thought I'd stop in.
Knitting, that's quite a popular indoor sport these days, isn't it?
I'll say, a lot of women crochet, but I'd rather knit than crochet any day.
I should think so. Carrying those big mallets around for crochet, it's a nuisance.
You don't crochet with mallets. That's croquet.
No, croquet isn't a game. Croquet is chicken in capsule form.
Oh, I thought a croquet was a woman who flirted.
No, a croquet is a little round thing. If it were made out of beef, it would be a hamburger.
Oh, it's sort of a foul ball.
Aren't we all? But what are you knitting?
That's what I went down to the class to find out.
You're knitting something and you don't even know what it is?
Well, I started out to make a stocking for Papa, and the first thing I knew, it got too long for a stocking.
What are you going to do with it?
If I can buy some curved wool, I'll put corners on it, and it might turn out to be a sweater.
The curved wool, you'll need that, I imagine. Why don't you just give the whole thing up and put the wool back on the sheet?
No, I'm too stubborn. I'm going to keep on knitting and see what happens.
Is that your handiwork there in the bag?
Yes, I'll take it out. Maybe you can tell me what it is.
No, don't bother.
It's no trouble.
Gosh,
Here it is. What is it?
Well, it could be a lot of things. If it had another leg, it might be the bottom part of a union suit for a tall man with bow legs.
Say, that's an idea. Papa could wear a vest with it for the top.
No, on second thought, it's too baggy in the back. It'd look as though he was sitting down all the time.
Gosh, this is a puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah, the best thing to do, I think, is to keep on knitting. That'll either turn out to be a windbreaker for the Graf Zeppelin or a pullover for a giraffe.
Maybe I ought to take up some other hobby.
I don't think so. Say, a nitwit should be good at knitting.
Oh, a nitwit? That's what you say. A lot of people think I'm pretty smart.
What people?
People who don't even know me think so.
Well, that explains it. To know you, Portland, is to wonder.
Oh, I get it. You just wait. Professor Downey!
Oh, Professor, no, Chief, don't bring it.
Don't shout, Forty. I'm jolly well here in the offing. I say what-ho and a raucous pip-pip.
Now, wait a minute, brother. Another pip out of you.
Rather. Toodaloo, scat anchors away in a rousing sick transit.
Some stuff, hey, Mr. Allen?
Listen, Portland, you take this leaping pedant back to Mr. Ripley and apologize.
But this is Professor Dabney, Mr. Allen, the English slang authority.
I don't know any English slang. Whatever I call him, he'll have to translate for himself.
I'm in America making a study of your quaint vernacular.
Good. Here's where you get acquainted with the cold shoulder.
Ah, the frosted clavicle.
Mr. Allen means he'll give you the air, Professor.
Give me the air? How unique. Fancy blowing on me from way over there.
I'll make it if I have to take 2 breaths.
What sort of slang do you specialize in, Professor?
Oh, assorted lingo. I admire your restaurant banter. I stopped at one of your heated canine nooks recently.
You mean a hot dog stand, Professor?
Oh, bother. Hot dog, sweltering puppy. What's the difference if you brought bicarbonates?
What happened?
Well, I ordered the #1 luncheon, and the menial shouted to the chef, 2 dogs in the Excelsior. Ha, ha, ha! Fancy digesting 2 spaniels in the straw.
That was Frankfurt's and sauerkraut, Professor.
Oh, you don't say. How devastating.
It's too bad you didn't order dropped cyanide on rat biscuits.
Cyanide wouldn't be so hotsy-totsy, would it, Professor?
Oh, hotsy-totsy. Hotsy meaning warm. Totsie meaning child. Are you conveying to me that the baby is overheated?
Listen, super stupid. Has anyone ever told you that you're dead from the neck up?
Oh, tush and piffle. How could I possibly be defunct in isolated sections?
Well, it could happen.
You can't prove it by me.
But I'm very much alive, haven't you noticed?
Why don't you go lay an egg?
Oh, I say, I'd love to oblige, but one can't attempt the gruesome, you know.
That's only an expression, Professor. It's like pulling a bloomer.
Oh, I say. Fancy intimating that one would tug an unmentionable.
You're tugging an unmentionable just staying around here.
I'm afraid I've a lot to learn about your Yankee patois.
Why don't you go into pool table retirement, wave goodbye to the universe, and crawl in behind the nearest 8-ball?
Do you know what that means, Professor?
Definitely. I was told to secrete myself in the shade of the 8-ball recently, and I went to a pool haunt for that specific purpose.
Did you have to get in line?
Oh, no. No, after I had climbed on the baize, I saw my mistake. There was no 8-ball. I'd climbed on a billiard table.
It's lucky you kept your hat on. Somebody might have played your head in the corner pocket.
Ha, ha, ha! Capital, Porty.
Listen, Professor, mutual fatigue is bound to set in unless you and I come to a parting of the ways. Now, shake a leg.
And that isn't slang, Professor. It means we'd better go.
But why should I shake my leg when it isn't even dusty?
Portland will explain it to you on the way out.
Over the river, Alan.
Stop in the middle, Professor. So long, Portland.
Tally-ho!
Now that we've visited a couple of also-ran OTR variety shows and demonstrated what we're looking for in a really good variety show, let's talk about my favorites. The three I feel best exemplify the variety format and the reasons why. I expect you, dear listener, might respectfully disagree with my choices. Leave me a comment on my blog, beforetvblog.com. I'd love to hear your opinions. In my opinion, the third best variety show of the 1930s is the oldest and most traditional of the three.
Have told you what your lips are for, what your arms are for, whom I adore, baby. Now it's hard to hold you. Never should have told you what your looks would mean on a movie screen. You would steal the scene, baby. Never should have told you. Since I put you wise, all you do is roll your eyes at everyone in the crowd. My, but you're acting proud. Now that you know I care, you've got your nose up in the air. Never should have told you that you're heavenly, like a dream to me. Now you're mean to me, baby. Never should have told you.
The Fleischmann's Yeast Hour, featuring Rudy Vallee. Later in the decade, the name changed to the Royal Gelatin Hour, although the sponsor remained the same since Standard Brands marketed both products. Rudy's format was the most traditional of the top three shows. Guests rarely interacted with each other. For each guest, Rudy would do an introduction, make small talk. The guests would do their act, Rudy would thank them as they exited, and then introduce and chat with the next act, and repeat.
Names make news, and to the long list of newsworthy notables who've appeared here with us, we add tonight the name of a hero policeman, Patrolman Gerald Hendricks of Armonk, New York. A few days ago, Jerry Hendricks made front-page headlines all over the country when he faced down the bandit guns of Merle Vanderbush and two companions and captured the trio after they had stuck up a New York State bank. Vandenbush, dubbed Public Rat Number 1 by none other than headman G-Man Hoover, was wanted from New Jersey to Wisconsin and was reckoned a mighty tough hombre until he ran into his nemesis. The nemesis, by the way, is 6 feet 2 and weighs 185 pounds. He was born in Indiana 26 years ago, was high school wrestling champion of that state, had 2 years at Indiana University, and all in all stands for everything that is best in the new type guardian of the law. Allow me to introduce an officer and a gentleman from Indiana, Patrolman Gerald Hendricks. Jerry, how long have you been a hand on the long arm of the law?
About 2 years, Rudy.
I see. Just a rookie. You ought to do pretty well after you learn the ropes.
Well, I still have plenty to learn. You know, the day this thing happened, I was an hour early for work.
An hour early? You must love your job.
It's a great job, all right, but that isn't the reason I was early.
No?
No, you see, I had to drive my wife and her mother to the dentist. And after I left them, I had an hour to kill.
Jerry, if it's all the same to you, would you mind using some other word than kill?
Why, sure, Rudy. What would you like?
Couldn't you say you had an hour to spare?
Okay. After I left my wife at the dentist, she asked me how I was going to spare the extra hour before going to work. And I told her I thought I would ride around a while with Sergeant Hergenhan of our force and learn how to be a cop.
He must be a pretty good teacher.
He's about the best there is. Well, I just reported to the sergeant's booth when an alarm came in from headquarters at White Plains that the Northern Westchester Bank at Katona had been stuck up. We were told to be on the lookout for a couple of men heading south, dressed in mechanics' overalls. That wasn't much of a description to go on, but it was the best they had.
How much money had been stolen?
$17,500. And up in Katona, that's not hay.
Nor anywhere else. After you received the alarm, what did you do?
Well, we both knew that if the crooks were heading for New York, there were only 2 roads they could take, and that both of them came together at an intersection about 100 yards from our booth.
Yes?
The Sides took one road, I took the other, and Officer Orman was stationed further up the line. Then we began to stop all cars. I put the bee on 15 or so and was just about ready to admit there wasn't any use when a small coupe came along.
Was there anything about it to make you suspicious?
Not at first. The fellow driving it was well-dressed and didn't act nervous or anything. But there was something about his eyes I didn't like.
But I thought the hold-up men were supposed to be wearing working men's overalls.
So they were. But just the same, I ordered this fellow to get out of the car, gave him a quick frisk, and then walked around and opened the luggage compartment in the back. I tugged at the handle but couldn't get the thing open, and I figured that it probably was stuck. But it wasn't.
What was the matter with it?
Somebody was holding it down from the inside.
That was rather ducky, wasn't it?
No.
Did you know it then?
No, I didn't. I just kept working on the handle, and pretty soon the top came up about 6 inches.
Yes, go on.
And with it came a pair of guns pointing right at me.
That's even more jolly. So what did you do after that?
I changed my tactics completely, slammed down the top, and yelled for Sergeant Hergenhan. Well, he was quite a distance away, and meanwhile, the 2 thugs who had been trying to keep me from getting in were now plenty anxious to get out. They kept shoving up on the top, and I kept shoving down until the hinges finally broke.
Did they get out?
They did when the sergeant arrived. He covered them, I disarmed them, and then they came out as meek as lambs.
Tell me, Jerry, what does it feel like to look into the business end of a gun?
I've been trying to figure that out ever since it happened. It was the first time I ever had the experience, and it wasn't very pleasant. But that wasn't when I got the real chill.
No? Well, when did that real chill occur?
About 2 hours later. We brought our 3 prisoners to the police station for questioning, and the G-men arrived. They looked over the situation for a while, then one of them went up to the fellow sitting opposite me, who'd given his name as Richard. He looked at him a minute, and then he said, "Hello, Merle. When did you dye your hair?" It was the rat.
You mean you didn't notice Vandenbush before?
No, sir. We'd had plenty of circulars about him being a tough guy and a killer, but I didn't recognize him from his picture. When that G-man named him like that, I realized who I'd been dealing with, and my knees started to act kind of queer. And, well, figured out for yourself.
No, thank you. I'll leave that little job to you. One thing more before you go, Jerry. Are you going to quit police work now that you've become rather famous?
Well, Rudy, I don't think I've become very famous, but as long as I can get around without crutches, I'll be a policeman. It's a great work. We don't get much money, but we have lots of fun.
If your idea of fun is having public rat number one stick a gun at you, you can have my share. Thanks very much, Jerry, for coming up tonight, but stay away from those crossroads at least for a while.
Oh, I don't know, Rudy. They've done all right by me.
Rudy Vallee was the perfect host, always fascinated by his guests and grateful for their appearance, a perfect gentleman. The chit-chat seemed polite and off the cuff, but in fact the writing staff were some of the very best in radio and deserve a lot of the credit for crafting Rudy Vallee's dialogue and on-air persona. It also helped that Rudy Vallee, as show producer, was a genius in finding his guests. Rudy's variety show had the most variety. Sure, he got the usual suspects like Ed Wynn, Louis Armstrong, and Noel Coward, just like the other shows. But only Rudy Vallee realized Helen Keller would make fascinating radio.
We present now one who is in many respects the most remarkable woman of our time, Miss Helen Keller. Deprived of sight, speech, and hearing since early babyhood, her life has been a series of dramatic triumphs over seemingly insurmountable obstacles. She has learned to talk, a superhuman achievement for a person who can neither see nor hear. She has graduated from the regular course of Radcliffe College, cum laude. She has raised more than $1 million to finance the American Foundation for the Blind, bringing joy and happiness to countless thousands. Miss Keller's lifelong companion and teacher, Anne Sullivan Macy, had planned to be here also tonight, but illness keeps her at home. We send her our best wishes for a speedy recovery. In her place, Miss Keller's secretary, Miss Polly Thompson, will assist us. Before I introduce Miss Keller herself, Miss Thompson will tell us something about Helen's early years. Miss Thompson, how could Mrs. Macy begin to communicate with Helen as a child?
That beginning, Mr. Vallee, was one of the most remarkable things in the history of education. You have seen deaf and dumb people talk to each other with their fingers?
Yes, but Helen was blind. She couldn't see the manual alphabet. And, of course, she couldn't hear it.
That's true. So teacher taught her to feel the alphabet. She placed Helen's doll in one of her hands. Then she made the signs of the letters D, O, L, L over and over again, with her fingers resting on the inside of Helen's other hand.
And Helen learned what those signs meant?
She soon learned that when she made those same signs in teacher's hand, she got her doll. And she learned other words the same way, particularly things she liked to eat. But even so, Helen didn't realize yet that everything has a name.
That was the next step?
Yes. Helen had already learned that when she formed the signs for W, A, T, E, R, she got a cup of water to drink. But she didn't know which was cup and which was water until one day, out in the yard, teacher held her hand under the water from the pump and spelled W, A, T, E, R into the other hand. Then suddenly it dawned on Helen that everything has a name, and she insisted on learning the name of everything she touched, all the way back to the house.
And then?
From then on, teacher says, Helen's education was very much the same as any child's, only she learned through her hand instead of through her eyes and ears.
And when did she learn to talk?
She declared her intention to learn to talk when she was 11, only 3 years after her education had begun. Teacher explained how impossible this was, but Helen went right ahead and learned, though it took her many years.
Miss Keller has a particular purpose in talking to the radio audience tonight, I believe.
Yes, the Better Vision Institute, a foundation in which she is very much interested, is cooperating with eyesight specialists for a national effort along educational lines. Miss Keller is anxious that everyone should know about Savior Vision Week and the work of the Institute.
And we are very happy, Miss Thompson, to be of any assistance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask the courtesy of your very close attention as we present a very great lady, Miss Helen Keller. Miss Keller, I shall ask you a few questions, and Miss Thompson will transmit them to you. Tell me, Miss Keller, I know you will realize the question isn't as impertinent as it may sound. Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy. Happiness comes from within. I have courage and faith. I am happy.
If you could have one wish granted, what would it be?
I would wish for light in every eye and in every mind.
Probably more people are listening to your voice now, Miss Keller, than ever before. Is there anything you wish to say to them?
Yes. I hope that everyone listening today will help the Bergen Vision Institute in its effort to conserve, I say it, be a friend to those who will never see the light of day. Be good to them always. There is no lovelier way to thank God for your sake than by giving a helping hand to someone in the dark.
Miss Keller, we think you are one of the finest, grandest women in the world. We thank you for appearing on our broadcast.
Thank you, Mr. Vallee. Good night.
Good night.
Rudy's eye for talent was great for the show, but also meant Rudy Vallee was a Hollywood star maker, preferring talent to fame when booking his show. The first time Eddie Cantor was heard on national radio was as Rudy Vallee's guest. Rudy took Alice Faye from a Broadway chorus to a featured singer on his show. Rudy elevated Frances Langford from a backwoods local radio station to national celebrity. The Aldrich family began as a comic playlet on Rudy Vallee's show. Rudy Vallee's biggest talent discovery was also the most improbable radio success ever. A ventriloquist on the radio. How about a jazz records for the deaf or picture books for the blind? That was the general consensus. Don't be stupid. Next you're going to have mimes on the radio. Rudy Vallee had to work hard to convince the ventriloquist into even doing the show. Even the ventriloquist dummy thought it was a crazy idea. But on December 17, 1936, a national obsession began when Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy made their radio debut on the Rudy Vallee Show. The country went crazy for Charlie McCarthy.
Why? People have been asking me for the last 2 days. Why put a ventriloquist on the air? The answer is, why not? True, our ventriloquist, Edgar Bergen, is an unusual one, sort of Noel Coward or perhaps Fred Allen among ventriloquists. A dexterous fellow who depends more upon the cleverness and wit of his material than upon the believe-it-or-not nature of his delivery. At Elsa Maxwell's most recent Star-Spangled Party, the local smart set went smartly mad over Mr. Bergen, and currently he is entertaining the white tie folks at the Rainbow Room. Mr. Bergen works with a dummy, several of them in fact, but this one is a typical ventriloquist dummy except that it is arrayed in top hat and tails. Just imagine the dummy and take my word for it that both voices you will hear are owned and operated by just one man, Edgar Bergen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As Rudy told you, my friend here is arrayed in considerable splendor.
Yes, indeedy.
Yes. And now, young man, I would like to know why you're dressed in tails and top hat and monocle. There must be a story in back of all that.
Oh, there is, stranger?
Yes.
Oh, there is. There's a long story.
I imagine so.
A long story. And a dirty one, too.
I imagine so. Well, where did the money come from?
Oh, the Mazuma.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you.
I wish you would.
You see, my stepfather,
Yes.
he passed away.
I see.
And when he died, he left me 200 smackers.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I see. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your stepfather.
What's the matter? What did he do now?
No, I mean passing away.
Oh, yes, of course, yes. Well, what about it?
Well, I mean, it's sad.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yes.
Yes, it was sad, really.
Yes.
But then, on the other hand, $200 ain't to be sneezed at either.
No, you're right. Well, tell me, is your mother living yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. No, I see.
No, she isn't.
Well, what is the name, if I may ask?
The name?
Yes.
Now that I have money,
I see.
it's Denby.
Denby.
Oh, yes, Denby. I'm one of the Fishwell Denbys.
Oh, I see.
One of the Walton on the Thames Fishwell Denbys. Oh.
Well, you must be from the other side.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
But way on the other side.
Yes.
Of the tracks.
I imagine so. You like it over in England?
Oh, it's simply marvelous.
I imagine so.
Yes.
Yes. Well, what do you like most of all?
I love to go grouse hunting in the Scottish uplands.
I see. Grouse hunting.
Yes, it's such fun shooting.
I suppose so.
Oh, yes, I go every autumnal.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you have any luck this fall shooting?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, fine.
The very first day out, I got 3 cocker spaniels.
Oh, you did?
And the second day, I got a horse.
A horse, yes.
And my host.
And your host, yes.
I don't miss a darn thing.
I noticed that.
If it moves, I shoot.
I
see. Oh, it's good fun.
I imagine so.
Yes.
Well, young man, I don't believe you were grouse shooting.
You don't?
No. And I don't believe you were over in England.
Oh, come now. Don't be a twerp.
Well, I do.
You don't believe me?
I don't believe you.
Uh-huh.
And I don't believe your name is Denby.
Oh, you don't?
No.
That's embarrassing.
Yes, it is.
Well, I say it is. It is.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me, huh?
I don't believe you.
Uh-huh. Well, heck, I tried.
Yes, I know. So what is it?
Charlie McCarthy.
Oh, I see.
But how could you tell?
Well, you see, Charlie, I am a mind reader.
Is that so?
Yes. And I am a student of psychic phenomena.
Oh, boo-boo-boo.
Yes.
The kid's clever.
Yes. Would you like a demonstration of my crystal reading?
Yes, I would. I'd enjoy it. Just a spot of it.
Yes. You see, I have a crystal here.
Yes, so you have.
Yes.
What does it do?
Well, you see, it helps me to focus my attention.
Uh-huh.
In order for me to give you a reading, I have to go into a trance.
Oh, must you?
Yes.
Well, I'll wait here.
All right.
But what does the crystal, the globule, what does it do?
Well, when I gaze into the crystal, everything goes out of focus, and it seems to whirl round and round.
Is that so?
Yes.
Marvelous.
Yes. It's just like gazing into a whirlpool.
A whirlpool?
Yes.
What's a whirlpool?
What is a whirlpool?
Now, I ask you first.
All right. You have never seen a whirlpool?
No.
I see.
Awfully sorry.
Oh, that's all.
I never have, actually.
I see.
Awfully sorry.
That's all right.
I hate myself for not having done it.
Oh, that's...
I feel a perfect cad, don't you know?
Oh, that's all right. Well, if you haven't, then of course you haven't.
Well, that's the way I feel about it.
Yes.
I will say this, though. Not so long ago, I fell in a pool.
Oh, you fell in a pool?
Yes.
But it wasn't a whirlpool?
No.
I see.
Awfully sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
It was a cesspool. A cesspool.
I was sorry for that, too.
I imagine.
But, my good young man, that is neither here nor there.
No, that was up in Connecticut.
Oh. Well, now, what would you like to have me tell you about the future while I have the crystal here?
Yes, would you tell me if there's any work in sight?
Any work?
Yes.
You're interested in a position?
Mildly, yes.
I see. Well, yes, Charlie, I do see a position here.
Oh, goody, goody, goody.
Yes. I suppose you would like to know something about the nature of this work?
Yes, I would.
Yes. And something about the future of the position?
Yes, I would, yes. And something about the salary, too.
The salary, yes. Of course there is the salary.
Well, I hope so, yes.
Yes. Well, the salary, it will be a small starting salary.
A small starting salary?
Yes.
But it will start.
Oh, it will start, yes.
Could you say how small?
Well, no, I can't say that.
They don't make money that small.
Oh, yes. Yes. But I'm sure they will pay you what you're worth.
Yeah, well, I would be interested in that kind of money.
Oh, I see. But I'm afraid the position won't do you much good.
Why, what's the matter?
Well, it seems that your cocktail parties interfere with your work.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
It looks very bad, young man.
Oh, well, I never overdo those things.
Oh, you don't?
No, I never take more than 4 or 5 Scotch and sodas.
4 or 5 Scotch and sodas?
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter?
Why, I should think 4 or 5 Scotch and sodas would make you awfully drunk.
Yeah, well, it helps. It helps.
Don't you know, young man, that alcohol...
Yeah?
Alcohol, it's nothing but slow poison.
Is what?
It's slow poison.
Is that so?
Yes.
Slow poison?
That's what it is.
Slow poison?
Yes.
Well, I'm in no hurry.
Well, then it's all right.
In less than a year, Edgar and Charlie would have their own radio show, which shot to #1 in the ratings, all thanks to Rudy Vallee's shrewd judgment. Given these facts, it's obvious that the comedy and music on the show were first-rate, entertaining, and groundbreaking. You were bound to enjoy each act, and if you didn't, something completely different would be on in 4 to 8 minutes. Fleshman's East Hour with Rudy Vallee was a stimulating and civilized listen on a Sunday evening.
I've got a right to sing the blues. I got a right to feel low down. I got a right to hang around down around the river. A certain man in this old town keeps dragging my poor heart around. All I see for me is misery. I got a right to sing the blues. I got a right to moan and sigh. I got a right to sit and cry down around the river. I know that deep blue sea will soon be calling me. It must be love, say what you choose. I got a right to sing the blues. La da dee da da, da da dee dee. I got a right to hang around down around the river. A certain man in this town keeps dragging my poor heart around. All I see for me is misery. I got a right to sing the blues. I got a right to moan and sigh. I got a right to sit and cry down around the river. I know that deep blue sea will soon be calling me. it must be love. Say what you choose. I got a right to sing the blues.
My pick for the second best variety show of the 1930s is that very show made possible by Rudy Vallee's determined faith. The Chase and Sanborn Hour, starring Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, premiered on May 9, 1937. A variety show with an all-star cast. Don Ameche was the master of ceremonies. Also sang and provided a leading man for dramatic or comic playlets. Dorothy Lamour was the female singer with acting skills. Edgar and Charlie provided comedy, and for almost a year, W.C. Fields appeared as a regular. The guests were often from the movies, with an emphasis on starlets such as Carole Lombard, Glenda Farrell, Betty Davis, Ida Lupino, and Joan Baudel, because it gave Charlie a chance to get laughs, playing ladies' man.
Bum, bum, bum. Bells ring. Everything happens, but I haven't spoken to Carole Lombard yet. Something must be done, Mr. Ameche.
Oh, now, Charlie, listen. Carole Lombard wouldn't speak to you. Well, why, she's dated the best man in Hollywood.
Why, she hasn't met the best man in Hollywood yet.
Very well, then, Charlie. Miss Lombard. Please. Miss Lombard, this is Charlie McCarthy.
Oh, Charlie, at last we meet. Oh, Miss Lombard. I have so much to tell you. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Carol.
If I wouldn't be intruding...
Yeah, but you would be.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, and you scram too, Ameche.
Have it your own way, Charlie.
At last, Carol, we're alone. So long I've wanted to tell you how beautiful you are, how charming and stuff like that.
You're not just saying that, are you?
Oh, believe me, I swear by the stars above. Your smile, it's like a rose wet with the morning dew.
Oh, then you do love me. Say that you do. Tell me that you love me.
Well, what I meant to say was that you and I, that the both of us...
Oh, Charlie, from the first time I heard your voice, I fell madly in love with you.
Is that so? Well, it's nice. It's nice to be friends, isn't it?
Friends. Oh, this is love, really, real love.
Well,
undying love. You do love me.
Oh, gee. Well, I was... well, now let's be sensible about this thing.
Oh, you do love me.
Well, what I had in mind was a lemonade when I...
Lemonade? Oh, how can I think of that with you so near and with
Yeah?
the passionate, burning love I have for you?
Yeah. You poor thing. How she loves me. Oh, you'll meet someone else?
No, there can never be another. I must have you. Oh, let me hold you.
No.
Crush you.
No.
Without you, I die. I shall follow you to the end of the world and scream out my love for you.
Wait a minute.
Charlie.
Wait a minute. Oh, Mr. Bergen. Oh, Mr. Ameche. Help.
Mae West appeared once, and the banter between she and Charlie shocked the Sunday school crowd so much it got Mae West banned from the radio for almost 15 years. Operatic singers like Nelson Eddy and Bruna Castagna lent some solemnity to the comedy that surrounded their songs. Leading men like Ralph Bellamy, Spencer Tracy, Charles Lawton, Jimmy Cagney, and Clark Gable also came by to see Charlie.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gable.
Hello, Charlie.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Gable.
Well, that's a pretty fast entrance and exit, Charlie. Where are you bound for?
Well, you see, I'm going out on the road, and I'm going into business for myself, sort of. I'm going to quit Hollywood for a while.
But what's going to become of all your girlfriends?
No. You know, Hollywood is, it's settling down, Mr. Gable. Haven't you noticed that, sort of?
Well, yes, I have noticed.
Yeah, it's losing its sparkle, I don't know. Yeah, they're all getting hitched now. Yeah. See, all my old friends, the old flames are snuffed out, yeah. There's Andrea Leach and Barbara Stanwyck and Annabella. And, gee, I don't know. I just feel like I'm sort of, kind of rounding away here now. Just.
Well, that's very, very sad, Charlie.
Yeah, but the one I missed most of all is Carol Lombard, see?
Carol
Yeah.
Oh, you liked Carol.
Yeah, oh, yeah, sure. But she was a great girl. A great girl. A little dizzy, but a nice a very nice kid.
Yes, so I've been told.
Yeah. Now, I resent that attitude you took there. Well, she's married now, you know.
Well, I heard something to that effect, yes.
Yes, she is. Yes, definitely, yes. Yeah, she was going to wait for me, too, you know. Yes, but she married, I don't know, some chump, I don't know.
She did?
Yeah, sure. It's strictly on the rebound, you understand. I think she married him just to spite me, too. Girls will do that, you know.
Charlie.
Huh? Listen, no, leave me alone, Bergen. Listen.
Well,
don't nudge me. Don't.
Well, Charlie, just how long have you known Carol Lombard?
Oh, I met her about 3 years ago, come this, May. It was in India, I think, yes. Yes, I was riding home, wounded from pig sticking.
Wounded from a pig sticking?
Yes, of course, I got stuck by mistake, you understand. A javelin caught me just south of Bombay.
Oh, how awful.
Yeah.
Beastly place, Bombay.
Yes, it is, yes. Well, it was there that Carol and me vowed that no one would ever come between us.
But she broke her promise, eh, Charlie?
Yeah, yes, she did. Yeah.
How fickle.
Yeah.
I can't understand it.
Well, I guess you don't know her as well as I do.
No, and I guess you don't know who she's married to, do you?
No, I don't, but what's the difference? She's married, so she's married. What's the difference? Charlie, I don't... Charlie, now please, Bergen, I've asked you. Now, listen. Now, cut it out. Will you please listen? Now, stop nudging me. Oh, nudge me.
Say, Charlie.
Yeah?
I've heard that the man she married doesn't amount to much.
You're right there, Mr. Gable. You're right. Yeah, Charlie. Now, don't interrupt me now. You hear that? Listen. Now, come. Yes, sir.
Say, Charlie, where did Miss Lombard find this character?
Oh, I don't know. She turned up a loose rock, and there he was. I don't know.
Well, that's very interesting.
Yes.
So just a hobo, huh?
Yeah, you might say that, yeah. And I think you'd be flattering him, too. Tell me, have you heard about him?
Well, at this point, I'd hesitate to admit anything.
I don't blame you for denying it, yeah. Yeah, they tell me the guy's a farmer. That's where he makes most of his money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard he was an actor.
Yeah, well, there's room for argument there. No. He's a holdover from lantern slides. I wouldn't, Charlie. Will you please listen to me? No, I won't. Now, stop it, Bergen. Now, you bother me. Listen. And don't nudge me, but if you'll only listen, I've asked you a dozen times.
Yes. That's right, Bergen. Don't interrupt us.
Yeah.
Charlie and I are discussing the yokel that Lombard married.
Yes, I realize that only too well. And I'd like to say, Charlie, that if you can't speak well of people, you shouldn't say anything.
What are you trying to get at?
Yes.
Can we help it if the guy's a chump, eh, Gable?
Well, I can't.
No. Mr. Gable, did you ever see the guy?
Not close up, no.
Well, you should. You should, just for laughs, you should.
Yes, I imagine I should. He must be very funny.
Yes. Of course, I don't know. He may be really a nice fellow when you get to know him, you know?
Oh, you're just prejudiced.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. Yeah, he knows from nothing. He's a San Fernando dirt farmer, yeah. You know how they farm out there, don't you? Alfalfa Al, the gentleman farmer, they call him.
Oh, a gentleman farmer?
Yeah.
You mean one of those fellows who takes his hat off when he gets in a grain elevator?
Yeah. That's the guy. A poor girl. See, what do you say we get some popcorn and a gallon of cider and go out and cheer her up, huh?
Yes, I'm in favor of that. Say, what other dirt do you know about this fellow, Charlie?
Well, I wouldn't want this to get around, but confidentially, I've heard, Charlie, listen. Now, Will Bergen, will you please stop? I have heard Charlie, now listen, Bergen, that black and blue spot is worn out. Don't nudge me, that's all I ask. All right.
I just want to tell you something, that's all.
Yeah, well, all right, go ahead. All right, I'll whisper it to you. Oh, whisper. You and your high school secrets. Say it and go away.
All right, I'll tell you then.
Well, go ahead.
Yes. I just wanted you to know that Carol Lombard's husband...
Yes?
...is Clark Gable.
All right, so what? Who?
Clark Gable.
You mean...
Yes, I do.
But, well, Bergen, why didn't you nudge me?
Well, I tried to tell you.
Yeah, sure. You didn't even know enough to keep my mouth shut. All right. Listen, Mr. Gale, I did. If you were, I
That's all right, Charlie.
Yeah.
I led you on. And just to prove that we're good friends, we'll still get that cider and go out to the ranch after the show.
Will we?
Sure. And I'll show you around the place. I want you to see my horses.
Gee, that'll be swell.
Yes, and I'll show you my guns, too.
Oh, gee, your guns. Oh, your guns. Oh, you're still mad at me, huh?
No. I mean my skeet guns.
Oh.
Do you like skeet shooting, Charlie?
Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, I guess, yes. Wild skeets, you mean?
Yes, wild ones.
Oh, sure.
Yes, they're in season now.
Oh, good.
Did you ever shoot any?
Skeets. Oh, yes, indeed, yes. Yes, I remember once I shot a mama skeet and 2 baby skeeters. One shot.
Say, come to think of it, Charlie, I could use a bright boy like you out on my farm.
Could you?
Yes, I could. In my cornfield.
What would I be? The head hidey-hoer?
Oh, no. But you'd make a swell stand-in for my scarecrow.
Yeah, wow, that does it. I knew the guy was still mad at me.
And of course, each show presented an Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy routine, the headline act of the show as part of the variety. The show judged on the criteria established. The host is warm and welcoming. Don Ameche is a very good straight man who can land a punchline when required. The guests are the biggest names in showbiz. Hollywood royalty clamored to appear on the Charlie McCarthy show. Mary Pickford was retired, but made an exception when Edgar Bergen called twice. Boris Karloff rarely made appearances. He was happy to visit Charlie. The music was a great contrast to the heavy doses of comedy elsewhere in the show. Nelson Eddy was a semi-regular and brought a gravitas with operatic and patriotic songs. Dorothy Lamour could certainly put across a light popular tune, but she also got ample opportunity to show her bluesier side to great effect. Musical guests such as Rodgers and Hart, Hoagie Carmichael, as well as popular opera stars brought even more musical variety. But for this show, the emphasis was comedy, and the comedy was second to none on radio in the 1930s. It was hilarious in its time, and it is still laugh out loud. Edgar Bergen was a great comedy writer on his own, but he wasn't on his own. Edgar was no Fred Allen control freak. He was happy to let his very accomplished writing staff have a strong hand in crafting each week's show. The jokes are still fresh today. I think the Chase and Sanborn Charlie McCarthy show, broadcast during the 1930s, is one of the most fun, old-time radio listens available today. I would consider it a perfect variety show, except for the very best in the genre during the 30s, the Kraft Music Hall, starring Bing Crosby.
If I am fancy free and love to wander, it's just a gypsy in my soul. There's something calling me from way out yonder, just a gypsy in my soul. I've got to give vent to my emotions. I'm only content having my way. There is no other life of which I'm fonder, just a gypsy in my soul. my soul. I'm fonder, must be gypsy in my soul. No cares and no strings, looks like my heart just got wings. If I am fancy free and I love to wander, must be the gypsy in my soul.
Kraft Music Hall existed before Bing Crosby, who was the third host of the program, inheriting it from Al Jolson in 1935, after Al Jolson had inherited it from band leader Paul Whiteman in 1933. But the Bing Crosby version of the music hall each week gave America a folksy, breezy, playful hour of escape. Bing's guests were always top-notch: Humphrey Bogart, Bob Hope, Maureen O'Sullivan, and more. Many of the same guests that appeared on The Charlie McCarthy Show. The music hall scripts rejected the traditional structure of variety that Rudy Vallee adhered to, in favor of a more informal feel. It's almost as if Bing is sitting on his front porch and his guests were just walking by and stopped to bend his ear. The shows would flow. Song into small talk, into comedy, into guest star, into commercial, into song, without the herky-jerky start and stop of the other variety shows. Comedian Bob Burns brought an original comic sensibility that is still surprisingly fresh. Lots of unpredictable punchlines after careful joke setups. Bing usually plays a straight man, and they work together very well.
All right. Well, this tender reunion, I guess, has left us both a little emotionally unstrung.
Yeah, ain't it the truth? You know, I'm just trembling like a leaf. Look at that.
2 weeks is a long time, isn't it, Bob?
Yeah, Bing and I decided to take a 2-week vacation, and I thought it'd be a long time, but it just went like that.
Went just like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might have enjoyed yourself, Bob, but really we've missed you.
Honest, Bing?
On the level, Bob, that comes straight from the ticket.
Well, to tell you the truth, Bing, you know, I'd never been able to stay away 2 weeks if a miracle hadn't happened.
Well, you aroused my curiosity. Give us the miracle.
Well, I was sitting fishing the first Thursday I was away. I was thinking of you here in the Kraft Music Hall when all of a sudden I thought I heard you singing.
That must have spoiled your whole day, huh?
No, sir. No, sir. At first I thought maybe there was a radio turned on somewhere, but then I knew that couldn't be. And then my hearing you singing must have been my imagination, because pretty soon the fish, they come up and they wasn't a bit scared.
They weren't scared at all?
No, sir. No, sir.
You know, lulled them?
No, sir. No, sir. You won't believe this, but Bing, down there in the water was the sweetest little trout you ever saw.
Well, what's that got to do with you hearing my singing?
Well, Sir Bing, this little fish was sticking his little head right up out of the water. You know how fish do.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of blowing bubbles and going boo-boo-boo-boo-boo at me. I want to tell you, Bing, I pretty near cried.
Well, those things happen, old boy, out here in India. Strange, uncanny things, but chin up, carry on.
Yeah, but Bing, that little fish was just looking up out at me, out of his great big blue eyes, just like you're looking at me now. Turn your head, Bing, I can't stand it. Honest, Bing, I just didn't have the heart to hook him.
Oh, the trouble with you, Bob, is you're just an old softy.
Well, I guess maybe I am, but then when it comes time to go home, Bing, that day, the little fish just started wagging its tail.
Mm-hmm. What was his name? What'd you call him?
I call him Crosby.
Crosby?
Mm-hmm. That's what I call him, Crosby. Yeah, sir. He wagged his little tail at me, and he said, boo, 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 until I just had to take it with me. And all the way back to camp, and all night long, he just kept wagging his tail and saying boo, 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 boo at me, till there was only one thing left for me to do.
You brought him here?
No, I ate him for breakfast.
Well, that certainly should have put a stop to his boo-boo-boo-booing.
No, Sir Bing, it didn't.
He continued to boo-boo-boo?
Yes, sir, once before I ate him and twice after.
Just shows you, Bob, that crooners are characteristically persistent. But take a chair and see if you can sleep it off. I want you to leave a call, however, because I want to celebrate your return tonight with our friend Zazu Pitts. She's agreed to play a little drama for us here in the hall. If memory serves me well, this is the first time Zazu has appeared in a really dramatic role since the silent days of the cinema, when her performance in the motion picture Greed was one of the dramatic and emotional highlights of the motion picture industry. Tonight, in a tableau vivant, specially prepared for presentation... Wait, what's wrong with that? Specially prepared for presentation in the hall, Zazu Pitts essays the difficult dramatic role of Queen Isabella of Spain.
Well, I've always wanted to be a crooner.
A crooner?
Oh, it's my own idea.
You know, I've always wondered if Queen Isabella was a crooner or not.
Of course, when I say it's my own idea, well, I mean to say I got the idea just now from Bob Burns' fish that went boo, 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 boo.
Oh, naturally.
I feel that anything a fish can do, I can do.
Well, maybe you can, but somehow or other, I just can't picture you jumping 4 feet out of the water to catch a fly.
I always think it's better to use fly paper.
Well, tonight, like I was saying, Miss Zazu Pitts will be heard for the first time in her
Crooning.
That's fine. You know, it's the strangest thing, Bob, when a person is outstanding in one thing. I don't know if you ever noticed this or not, but it looks like she always wants to try something different. You know, comedians want to play Juliet, and world-famous concert artists want to play the bazooka.
Yeah, and you want to run horses.
Yeah.
You'd like for them to run anyhow, wouldn't you be? And Zazu wants to croon.
Exactly. Now tell me, why should a lovely, charming, whimsical personality like you, Zazu, why should you want to croon? Why don't you give up the idea?
Well, Bing, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a mistake.
It's all settled then.
Yes, it's all settled. I'm going to sing.
The lady is going to sing.
Wait, let's talk to her a little more.
Yeah, you've had your chance. Now let me talk to her. Now, listen, Zazu, you know, we've got a good hot singer here in the hall now.
But I'm a sweet singer.
You're sure of that?
Oh, I couldn't be mistaken. I sang for Walter Wanger. From what he said, I'm sure I'm a sweet singer.
What did Walter say?
He said, you're not so hot.
Nevertheless, and notwithstanding, friends, we are going to present Zazu Pitts as Queen Isabella of Spain.
You know, I used to know all the words to Come to Me, My Melancholy Baby.
Bing, you know, I've always said, thank you. I've always said that when a woman gets her mind made up to do something, don't try to cross her. Now, you go ahead and croon, Zazu, if you want to, and I'll start it off on my bazooka.
I was afraid of that.
Now, I can tell you that thing's not going to help me one bit.
Well, it don't exactly send me either, Zazu.
The music might be the best in radio of the 1930s. First, it starts with the greatest singer of the generation, already a legend, Bing Crosby. There was reassuring intimacy and affection in his voice. Nobody could play the microphone like Bing. He entered the homes of America through their radio like a familiar old friend. In addition, the band is Jimmy Dorsey's orchestra, and those cats could really swing. Whenever they get a chance to cut loose on the music hall, you wish they would get to play more often. Musical guests were often classical musicians, bringing some culture and contrasting with the Dorsey Orchestra's wilder offerings. All these elements are top-notch, but it is the host that brings the magic to each hour. The relaxed mood and pace of the show are derived from the informal, good-humored personality of Bing Crosby. Rather than a traditional host, Bing is more of a friendly facilitator, steering the show so that it seems to unfold on its own. Bing is the most gracious of hosts, and the variety acts appear organically, keeping the pace moving and help the listeners forget their troubles. The Kraft Music Hall was the very best variety show of the 1930s.
Just when romance got a start, you decided it was time to part. How could you? How could you? It was on a night like this. You left me, didn't leave me a kiss. How could you? How could you? You know that love is just like apple pie. It's either sweet or tart, huh? You could be the apple of my eye. You upset the apple cart. I was looking forward to all the little things you didn't do. How could you break my heart? Apple pie, it's either sweet or tart, huh? You could be the apple of my eye. You upset the apple cart. I was looking forward to all the little things you didn't do. How could you break my heart? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is, just like Ken told you, Bing Crosby in the Old Kraft Music Hall. Advising you that we have cause indeed for rejoicing here in the hall tonight. Not only are we happy to welcome such visiting alumni as Miss Zazu Pitts, one of the cinema's most valued comedians, and Mr. Rudolph Gans, the eminent pianist who divides his time between the Chicago Musical College and the Kraft Music Hall. Miss Gail Patrick, one of Hollywood's most charming leading ladies, has also dropped around to help us make the welcome ring for tonight, friends. Thrill of thrills, your friend, my friend, everybody's friend, the people's choice. A man who in his career in office has discharged every public duty. A man who has faced the iniquitous slurs of his adversaries without flinching. Our own dear Robin Burns, the gentleman from Van Buren, Arkansas, is with us once more, complete with folding bazooka, and I might add a very stylish coat of tan.
Yeah, Bing, and I want to tell you it goes clear down past the high water mark.
The generation that began old-time radio were from an entertainment world of variety and naturally brought that ancient format of entertainment with them to the new entertainment technology of radio. The second generation of old-time radio will grow up in radio, and they will create fresh genres and formats of shows that would take advantage of the strengths of telling stories exclusively with sound. The second generation will be the folks that create the first commercial television content. Just like the generation before them, the TV pioneers will bring their radio formats to television for the first TV shows. But they also will bring variety shows to the small screen. 100 years later, we are still enjoying variety shows. But are these shows more entertaining than the Kraft Music Hall? Not for my money, not by a long shot. More funny than Charlie McCarthy? Not a chance. Classier than Rudy Vallee? Get out of town. Do yourself a favor and give these shows a listen. They are the very best. Thanks for listening to When Radio Ruled, episode number 141, the best variety shows of the 1930s. I'm Mike Gillette, your host. When Radio Ruled is a Before TV production. Copyright 2025.
Dr. Dorsey and his semi-classical cats are about to accomplish something that even Jack Benny couldn't handle. Jack messed around a little with Franz Schubert's The Bee, but Dr. Dorsey and his colleagues got a bee here that Jack probably couldn't even pronounce. Rimsky-Korsakov's idea is the love buck, which old Archay called the flight of the bumblebee. Dr. Dorsey himself carries the refrain on the E-flat alto. The tempo is, of course, molto accelerando. The result will, I'm sure, amaze and electrify you. Kick her over, Jim.
Thank you.